Hello students, in this video we will start the article derivatives in open set of Rn. So first definition is of differential. So let E be the subset of Rn and E be the open. Here E is the open subset of Rn. Then we define a mapping, say F from E to Rm. Then for x belongs to E, we say that this function f is differentiable at x if there is a linear transformation A from Rn to Rm such that limit h tends to 0 mod of f of x plus h minus f of x minus ah upon mod of h is equals to 0. Here f is a mapping from an open set E to Rm. Then for x belongs to E, we say that this f is differentiable at x if there exists a linear transformation A from Rn to Rm such that limit h tends to 0 mod of f of x plus h minus f of x minus ah upon mod h equals to 0. This is the condition for a function to be differentiable, and we write it as f dash of x is equals to a, that is derivative of f at x equals to the linear operator a. This quantity f dash of x is called the differential of f at x or the total derivative of f at x. If f is differentiable at every differentiable at every x belongs to E, then we say that f is differentiable in E. F is differentiable in the set E, and also we write f dash of x h equals to limit t tends to 0 f of x plus th minus f of x upon t. So now next we will see a theorem which is uniqueness of the differential. So the statement of the theorem uniqueness of the differential is, let E be an open set in Rm and x belongs to E, and f is a mapping from E to Rm if limit h tends to 0 mod of f of x plus h minus f of x minus ah upon mod h equals to 0 holds for a equals to a1 and a equals to a2, where a1 a2 are both linear transformation from Rn to Rm. Then we have to prove that this a1 is equals to a2. Now let's start with the proof. Here we denote b equals to a1 minus a2. Then for h belongs to Rn, we have bh belongs to Rm. And now we can define mod of bh equals to b is a1 minus a2 h mod complete. So we will multiply by h. So we get a1 h minus a2 h. Now we will add and subtract f of x plus h and f of x in this term. So a1 h minus f of x plus h plus f of x plus f of x plus h minus f of x minus a2 of h. We have add and subtracted f of x plus h and also add and subtracted f of x. Now separating the modes, we get less than or b mod of bh less than or equals to mod of a1h minus f of x plus h plus f of x mod complete plus mod f of x plus h minus f of x minus a2 of h. Just rearranging the terms, we get f of x plus h minus f of x minus a1 of h plus mod of f of x plus h minus f of x minus a2 of h. Mod complete. Now then for h not equals to 0, we have mod of bh upon mod h. We have just divided by mod of h on both sides and h is not equals to 0. So we get mod of b of h upon mod of h less than or equals to mod of f of x plus h minus f of x minus a1 of h upon mod h plus mod of f of x plus h minus f of x minus a2 of h upon mod h. So let it be number 1. Now taking limit h tends to 0 on both sides, we get limit h tends to 0 mod of bh upon mod h less than or equals to limit h tends to 0 mod of f of x plus h minus f of x minus a1 of h upon mod h, and again limit h tends to 0 mod of f of x plus h minus f of x minus a2 of h upon mod h. Now it is given that limit h tends to 0 mod of f of x plus h minus f of x minus ah upon mod h is equals to 0 holds for a equals to a1 and a equals to a2. This statement holds for a equals to a1 and a equals to a2. Therefore from this limit h tends to 0, this becomes 0 and this also becomes 0. Therefore we get limit h tends to 0 mod of bh upon mod of h less than or equals to 0. So this implies that limit h tends to 0 mod of bh upon mod of h is equals to 0. Now for fixed h not equals to 0, we have limit t tends to 0 mod of b of th upon mod of th equals to 0. Now here this b is the linear transformation, so therefore we can write limit t tends to 0 t b h upon t h equals to 0. So now separating the mods, we get limit t tends to 0 mod of t mod of bh upon mod of t mod of h equals to 0, or we can say that limit t tends to 0 mod of bh upon mod of h equals to 0. So this implies that bh equals to 0 for h belongs to Rn. So we know that we have denoted this b as a1 minus a2 h equals to 0. This implies that a1h minus a2h equals to 0 for h belongs to Rn. Again this implies a1h is equals to a2h, and therefore finally a1 is equals to a2. Hence the theorem implies that the differential is unique if it exists, and hence here the theorem is proved. So next is the chain rule, and the theorem states that suppose F is a mapping of an open set E which is a subset of Rn into Rm, and if these three conditions are satisfied, then the first condition is F is differentiable at x0 belongs to E. Second one is G maps an open set containing f of E into Rk, and third is G is differentiable at f of x0. If these three conditions are true, then the mapping f of E into Rk defined by f of x equals to G of f of x, which is a composition of mapping, is differentiable at x0, and f dash of x0 is equals to G dash of f of x0 f dash of x0. So here this first f is a mapping from, if this is Rm, this is Rm, and this set is Rk, then f is a mapping from this set E to Rm, and G is a mapping from this f of E to Rk. This mapping is G. G is from f of E to Rk, and f is a mapping from open set E to Rm, and this mapping f is from E to Rk, that is from E to Rk, and we have to prove that this mapping is differentiable at x0, and x0 which belongs to E. So we will start with the proof. Let f be a mapping of an open set E which is a subset of Rn into Rm, and also assume this condition first, second and third. First, second and third. We define a mapping capital F from E to Rk such that f of x equals to G of f of x, and we have to prove that this mapping f is differentiable at x0 belongs to E, and also that f dash of x0 is equals to G dash f of x0 and f dash of x0. We have to prove that this composition of mapping f is differentiable at x0, and also f dash of x0 is equals to G dash of f of x0 f dash of x0. So first we denote y0 is equals to f of x0. This is x0 and here it will be f of x0, or we can say it as a y0, and if G is operate on y0, G of y0 will be into Rk. So y0 is equals to f of x0, and since this f and G both are differentiable, so by definition of differentiable, A is equals to f dash of x0, where A is a linear transformation from Rn to Rm, and B is equals to G dash of x0, where B is the linear transformation from Rm to Rk. And let this all be number 1. Now we define u of h equals to f of x0 plus h minus f of x0 minus ah. Let it be number 2, and v of k equals to g of x0 plus k minus g of y0 minus bk. Let it be number 3. Here it will be y0. y0. V of k equals to g of y0 plus k minus g of y0 minus bk, and we say this number 3 for all h belongs to Rn and k belongs to Rn. This f of x0 plus h and g of y0 plus k are defined. You have to make this correction in your notes. Instead of x0, this is y0. Now from 1 we have, from 1 a is equals to f dash of x0. This implies that mod of u of h is equals to epsilon of h mod h, where this epsilon of h tends to 0 as h tends to 0. Let this be number 4. And also b is equals to g dash of y0. So this implies that v of mod of v of k is equals to epsilon of k, eta of k and mod of k, where this eta of k tends to 0 as k tends to 0, and let this be number 5. Now for a given h, let k equals to f of x0 plus h minus f of x0. But from second, here f of x0 plus h minus f of x0, and if we transfer this minus ah to the left hand side, we get u of h plus a of h equals to f of x0 plus h minus f of x0. So from 2 we can write this f of x0 plus h minus f of x0 as u of h plus ah by second. Then this f of x0 plus h equals to y0 plus k. We know that f of x0 is equals to y0, and if we transfer this y0 at left hand side, then we get f of x0 is equals to y0 plus k, since f of x0 is equals to y0 from 1. Also h tends to 0 implies that k tends to 0. Now f of x0 plus h minus f of x0 minus bah is equals to, we know that f of x0 plus h is g of f of x0 plus h, as we have defined this f from E to Rk such that f of x0 is equals to g of f of x0. So this f of x0 plus h will become g of f of x0 minus, similarly this f of x0 become g of f of x0 minus bah will be as it is. Now this f of x0 plus h is y0 plus k. So therefore y0 plus k minus g of, and f of x0 is y0 minus ba of h. Now y0 plus g of y0 plus k minus g of y0, this g of y0 plus k minus g of y0 can be written as v of k plus bk. So this form v of k plus bk minus bah, and we have state this from 3. Now v of k, and taking this b common, we get b k minus ah. So this implies v of k plus this k minus ah. From this we get this is k is equals to u of h plus ah, and if we transfer this ah on the left hand side we get k minus ah is equals to u of h. Therefore b of u of h. Since k is equals to u of h plus ah. So finally we get f of x0 plus h minus f of x0 minus BAH equals to v of k plus b of u of h. Now taking mod on both sides we get mod of f of x0 plus h minus f of x0 minus BAH equals to mod of v of k plus b of u of h. Thus separating the mod, this become less than or equals to mod of v of k plus mod of b of u of h. And we know that v of k is equals to eta of k mod k from 5th. This is from 5th, and by definition of norm this become norm of b mod of u of h. This is from 5th. Now this becomes less than or equals to eta of k mod k plus norm of b mod of u of h. We can put this k, since k is equals to u of h plus ah, therefore substituting this we get this less than or equals to eta of k. In place of k we will have mod of u of h plus ah plus norm of b in mod u of h. Now separating the mod here we get less than or equals to eta of k mod of u of h plus mod of ah plus norm of b u of h. So therefore this become less than or equals to eta of k. This u of h is equals to epsilon of h mod h plus this mod of a has become norm of a mod h plus this norm of b and u of h is epsilon of h mod h. So then for this from by 4. So then for mod h not equals to 0 we have mod of f of x0 plus h minus f of x0 minus ba of h upon mod h. We are dividing this term by mod of h, which will become less than or equals to, if we take mod h common from all it will get cancelled with this. So finally we get eta of k in bracket epsilon of h plus norm of a plus norm of b epsilon of h. So let it be number 6. Now taking limit h tends to 0 we get mod of f of x0 plus h minus f of x0 minus bah upon mod h to be less than or equals to limit h tends to 0 eta of k in bracket epsilon of h plus norm a plus norm of b epsilon of h. So therefore we get this limit h tends to 0 mod of f of x0 plus h minus f of x0 minus BA of BAH upon mod h less than or equals to 0, since h tends to 0 implies that epsilon of h tends to 0 and k tends to 0 plus that eta of k tends to 0. So therefore limit h tends to 0 mod of f of x0 plus h minus f of x0 minus BAH upon mod h is equals to 0. And by the definition of differential, if this condition is satisfied, and here BA is the composition of mapping of two linear transformation B and A, and we know that the product of two linear transformation is again a linear transformation. So this becomes a linear transformation, and by the definition of differential implies that f is differentiable at x0. So therefore we can write f dash of x0 is equals to this linear transformation BA, and we know that B is g dash of y0 and A is f dash of x0 from 1. This is taken from 1, and also y0 is equals to f of x0, and this becomes f dash of x0. This also from 1. So f dash of x0 is equals to g dash of f of x0 f dash of x0, and hence the theorem is proved. In next lecture we will start with partial derivatives. Thank you.